Welcome, friends, to Online Spiritual Care here at Cardiac Radio with the Spirit Society of Virginia. We welcome you to this most special time in which we are going to allow the higher spirits to treat us. And we say allow because literally, if we do not allow, they can't make miracles happen. So open the door of your house to the good spirits. I know, dinner time, children, work. Now for 30 minutes, it's you, God, and his messengers, and us, nothing else. Don't browse through the internet. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't do anything. Let's stay put where we are as if we were in our spiritist center. Oh, we miss it. We miss it. Let us visualize ourselves there in the wonderful team of loving spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists. And if you're watching this and you're not familiar with spiritism and the teachings, rest assured that everybody who didn't understand, one day they did, and one day they helped. So that's the pathway. It's since ancient times. We can't resist. If we don't resist, it's even faster for all of us because that's the pathway for humanity around the world to embrace their own spirituality. After all, we are spirits. And to begin this moment and deepen our connection, we're going to ask our dear Carol Correa to read a message from the book Our Daily Bread.
Good evening, dear friends. Tonight we are going to read message 66 of this book by the Spirit Mentor Emmanuel through the blessed mediumship of Chico Xavier. The message is entitled Good Will. See to it that you live prudently. Paul. Goodwill finds work to be done. Work leads to renewal. Renewal finds the good. The good expresses the spirit of service. The spirit of service brings understanding. Understanding brings humility. Humility wins love. Love leads to self-denial. Self-denial reaches the light. The light promotes self-betterment. Self-betterment sanctifies the individual. The sanctified individual converts the world to God. Proceeding prudently through simple goodwill, the individual reaches the divine kingdom of the light.
Now we invite you to a prayer. Let us pray together right now as you and I are being invited to this loving care by the good spirits. Let us feel their embrace. Let us feel their approach. And even if you're not a medium, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, they take care of us whether we see them or not. But feel, you are not alone. Let us put some music here so we can feel the joy of their embrace. Mother, Father God, in the simplicity of this moment, We want to open the doors of our minds, of our hearts, of the very homes you've given us, so you can operate through us the balancing of our deepest energies, our vitality. Thank you for the invitation to goodwill that opens the doorways to sanctifying being, in spite of how long it's gonna take to go from having goodwill to being sanctified within ourselves. We rejoice already because goodwill feels good. We want to have goodwill, especially towards those who consciously or unconsciously offended us. We want to forget all evils and we want to forgive, forgiving ourselves as well. We're tired of holding grudges. We're tired of being sensitive. And we want to embrace greater understanding. May the visit of truth, as explained by Jesus, illuminate us deeply. May everyone in our homes, in our network, whether incarnates or discarnates, feel the presence of the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists reaching out to them deeply. We want to let go of anger, anxiety, and fear, sadness, and embrace joy, hope, and courage. May the Master be with us as He is with us. And may we be with you as you are with us. We love you, God, and so be it. What a joy, friends. What a joy. At this moment, we're going to have an opportunity to know more about the therapeutic teachings of the Master. And Paloma, our dear Paloma Patterson, is here with us to share that.
Hello, everyone. We're going to continue our studies on the book, Jesus in the Home. Fantastic book that brings us topics that the disciples had questions, conversations that Jesus had at Peter's home together. And the questions are still, very current for us. We have the same questions as the disciples. So we're going to go through this chapter together. And the title of the chapter is A Visit from Truth, Books Jesus in the Home, chapter 25. And it starts like this. Jesus is telling the disciples that only the truth would set people free. So then Peter, he's thinking, he asked, Lord, what is truth? And Jesus said, complete truth is complete divine light. However, humankind is still far from being able to bear its sublime brightness. Jesus saw that the disciples were looking still a little confused, and knowing that Peter wanted more, Jesus started to tell a story about a devout man that lived in a dark cave, but he prayed for divine assistance. He claimed that he was the unhappiest man, but really deep inside, he felt he was better off than everyone else. He complained about the smell of the place, the stench, and he would say that the air was the contaminated air is suffocating. The man couldn't understand why he was living in such a situation. And let us pause here and think. In situations that we encounter in our lives, do we say, why is this happening to me? Why am I living like this? Why don't I have the same questions as this man that was in the dark cave? So let us continue. The Lord, listening to the man's desperate pleas, sent him the messenger of faith. When the messenger came, the man felt encouraged to trust in the future and persist in prayer. But in no time, he went back to complaining. So while the messenger was there, he was feeling good. Messenger left, he went back to complaining, back to his old self. So then the Lord sent him hope. The emissary of the Lord told the man about the eternity of life and asked him for calmness, resignation, and strength. That is hope, friends, when we can remain calm and say, I understand that God has a plan. So we stay resilient and strong. But guess what? The man went back to lamenting. God doesn't forget us, and he didn't forget this man either. The Lord sent him now charity. The messenger came, caressed him, fed him, and spoke kind words like a mother does with their kids, very caring, very loving, saying, it's okay. It shall pass. But even after all of this, the man continued in his rebelliousness, just like us. We get advice, we get we know what we should do, but we want to be rebellious. We want to say, no, no, no. We want to do what we want to do. It doesn't matter. We forget that God has a plan for us. So there is one last step, critical. The Lord said, that's it. We're going to have to give the real deal, and sent truth. And the messenger of truth made itself visible in a form of great, great light. Remember, the man was in a dark cave. When this great light came, the man saw himself for what he really was. So light was shining upon him. And when he saw himself, he was scared. He saw he was covered in sores from head to toe, top to bottom. And he could realize that in fact he was the cause of his living situation. It wasn't because of anything else. It was because of himself. Guess what the man did? Instead of facing the issues and help himself heal, because it is up to us to heal ourselves, he ran off in terror in search of another cave for him to hide in his misery. So he didn't want to face the truth. He didn't want to see the divine light. And Jesus comes and finalizes for us. This is what happens to most people when faced with reality. They feel they have the right to receive all of the eternal Father's blessings, and they cry out loudly, begging for heaven to help them. When they are aided by faith, hope, or charity, They are at first consoled and then they become disconsolate. They believe and then disbelieve, feeling timid, angry, and hesitant. However, when truth shines down on them, revealing the real state they are in, they are usually quick to run off in search of dark hiding places where they can cultivate their delusion. So, friends, the dark cave is, of course, just the way Jesus explained to us so we can visualize. But he's really talking about our shadows. We all have our shadows, and it's very hard to face them. It's hard for us to look in our shadows and figure out, this spots that we need to work on. But it is necessary if we want to be walking towards divine light, if you want to receive blessings, if we want to receive healings, we have to face our shadows. We cannot run any longer. That was done a long time ago. Back on the disciples' times, they were still asking this questions about truth. How much longer are we going to wait to face our issues, work with them, deal with them, and get past them? We have so many issues to work with. So let us together use this moment to reflect in something that we can work on throughout the week. Let us ask when we go through the passes and the prayer moment, visualize one of these issues and getting rid of it. It has to be very practical. This is a moment that is very practical. And we've learned that we need to communicate with our guardian angel. So use it. Before we go to sleep, you can connect with your guardian angel and say, I have these issues that I feel like I need help to work with. Ask them to take you to centers of spiritual treatment while you are sleeping. It does exist, friends. We are not alone. We just learn God sends us hope, charity, and faith. We are never, ever, ever alone. So let us visualize Jesus with us, our guardian angel, during the passes that we're about to start. And together, we're going to conquer these mountains.
Thank you, Paloma, for this beautiful message from Jesus. And now we invite you to prepare yourself for the next part of our spiritual treatment. It's important that you have like a glass of water, a bottle of water, a jar of water next to you. And let's find that peaceful moment as our dear friend Luciana will lead us into the passes, followed by the final prayer by Daisy.
Let us close our eyes and feel the loving embrace of the doctors and nurses and of our guiding mother, Master Jesus, enveloping us with love so that we can feel His presence no matter the condition that we are at this moment. He knows us more than we do, And as we open our hearts to receive these blessings, He can heal us deep inside. So let us imagine us open our heart to receive Master Jesus. Him and his team is working on us, supporting us throughout our lives, so we can feel that in difficult times, in times that we are rebellious, He is still there helping us to see the truth in a very kind way, so that we can keep progressing and get closer and closer to Him. We feel showers of healing flowers falling upon us, healing us, giving us strength and hope to continue our journey here. We feel all the blessings that the good spirits are sending to us. We feel so good and deep inside, and we know that we made the connection with our governor, with our creator. And as we continue in this healing process throughout this night, we shall recall this good feeling during our passes, during our treatment. And as we breathe in and out, inhaling this healing vibration, we move to our next step of praying to our Creator.
Let us continue with our eyes closed as we raise our thoughts to our dear Master Jesus. Dear loving Master, in this beautiful evening, we feel your presence next to us. Thank you for coming to earth to show us the pathway towards the truth. Thank you for showing us on the flesh the laws that govern our planet, and for sending us faith, hope, and charity every day As small children, we still yet need to grasp the immense love that you have for us. But today, with this message, we feel that we are one step closer. Gives us the strength and the courage, dear Master, to see the dark spots within ourselves so that we can go there today, supported by your healing hands, to address the deepest wounds within ourselves. As we breathe in, we say, I am loved by Jesus. And as we breathe out, we say, I multiply this love to our brothers and sisters. And as we breathe in and out, we imagine that this beautiful shower of healing flowers that we just received are collected in a basket, a healing basket that is delivered to hospitals, nursing homes, prisons, shelters, and refugee camps across our planet. We imagine Jesus by our side delivering the healing flowers to our brothers and sisters in need. We also ask, Father, for those in both realms of life who feel hopeless, desperate, and alone, that by receiving this healing basket, their hearts can be consoled, and then our dear Mother Mary and her legion of messengers can support our brothers and sisters in much need at this time. And with deep gratitude in our hearts, we ask your permission to close these treatment moments of tonight, asking that we can continue receiving this treatment throughout the evening and our days this week. And so be it.
Thank you, Daisy, Luciana. Thank you, friends, for this moment in which we are together in one more online spiritual care. If you have any question or any particular need, for example, for fraternal counseling, please write to us at kardecradio@gmail.com. For now, we wish you a beautiful night. And if you're watching this during the day, of course, a beautiful day, reminding ourselves that God is always with us. A big hug to everyone, and until next time.